Let's talk about Pilea, Chinese money, or UFO or friendship plant. This is a lovely plant you can keep in your home and propagate it easily and give it to your friends or family as a gift. I got a very tiny Pilea from one of my friends, and by now at least I gave 20 of these plants to my friends. In this video, let's talk about many different ways we can propagate this plant, and I will make it in two parts. First, how to propagate this plant, and second part to see results and which one is best to propagate Pilea. There are many ways to propagate Pilea, from leaves, from stems, and from baby plants or pups, from mother plant, which is mature plant. It could be in water, in soil, or in perlite. Depends on your plant size, maturity, and shape. You can choose different ways to propagate Pilea. Sometimes you have a big plant and big and mature plants, and they generated many small and tiny baby plants like this one here. If you look here, so these are very tiny plants are pop out from stem of mother plants or from pot, and you can easily take these plants out. Just try to take as much as possible from the stem down, like these one. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, like these plants. Okay, this is a baby plant for Pilea with some roots, and when we have such a nice baby plant with roots, you don't need to use perlite or keep it in water, and you can directly put it in a potting mix in a small pot. If you don't have that roots, you can use water and keep it for weeks or two. Then when roots appear, you can transfer it to pots. To propagate using pots, usually what I'm using 20 to 30% perlite to make it well drainage with the normal potting mix, and choose pots with the nice with the holes so water can move and it will not accumulate, and your roots will not be rotten and your plant will not die. So combination of perlite with the potting mix is perfect in a nice small pot. Just let's mix it well. Make space for your plant like here, and just slowly transfer it here. Make it tight in a place. Nice. Okay, add water and put it in a place with some light, and keep soil moist, but avoid overwatering. This is the first way to propagate Pilea when you have a mature plant. Second way is through leaves or stem. When you have a big plant which is out of shapes like this one, which I kept it in a place without direct sunlight or enough sunlight, and it was way far from my LED lights, so it's grown to be laggy with not many leaves. So what you can do is two ways. First is through leaves. I will try two ways. One is just through detached leaves like this one, and second is through leaves and part of the stem. So basically it's a stem propagation, not leaf propagation. So you need to be careful not remove too much stem from plant and hurt your plant. Just remove a small tiny part of the stem like this one. So here you can see I took part of the stem with the leaf. Now I have these two leaves, one with a stem and one without stem. We can just put them in water and wait for a few weeks to start roots, and I'll show you the results in the next part. Another example is this big plant, which is very happy Pilea, but I kept it in a close to window and I didn't turn it, so plant is not in a good shape and tilted to one side. So I will remove all leaves. I use the same water propagation for leaves, and then I'll cut stems for every 2 or 3 nodes. And also I will keep the top part of the plants to directly put it in a potting mix to grow roots, and also you can put it in the water. What I'm doing, I'm putting a stem in a perlite and I'm adding water so to make a moist environment for those stems to start develop roots and new plants or baby plants. You can see there's a small tiny part of the plants. Don't throw away this part, because these mother plants root system is very well developed, and you can see around the stem, main stem, there are small baby pileas popping out, and those can grow. So this is a result after few months. Look how they grow and they became a big stems, and you can start to grow more and more. So let's talk about the results. First one, it was true leaves. True leaves without the stem. That's total failures. I kept those in a while in water. They start to develop nice roots, but no sign of leaves or baby plants. I decided to transfer them in a potting mix in a pot for a couple of months, and you can see after a couple of months, all of them, they develop very nice roots, and roots are healthy and big enough. But in all leaves, there is no sign of new plants or new baby pilea. So this is a total failure. For stem, leaves with the stem, that something is established. You can check in also other videos. I don't have the results here, but they could develop some new plants with my experiences showing maybe to 20 to 50% of cases. So let's talk about stems. Those stems that I used in a perlite, I got around 20 to 30% success. In this stem, you can see there are a few small baby pileas starting to pop out and grow from stem. So what I did, I transferred them into a small pot, and after a few months, you can see from 2 stems in this pot, one of them grown. There are 2 pileas starting to growing and established roots. And final waste, it was true baby plants when we can take from the same pot that we have a mature plants. This is a kind of 80 to 100% success always I did. As you can see, I did many of these experiments, and always I had a success. By the way, you can see here more than 85% of viewers are not subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe to make this community bigger. So for pilea, always best way is to take baby plants from the mother plants. If it's attached to mother plants, try to cut as much as possible close to mother plants, directly transfer to potting mix or water for couple of weeks to develop roots, then to pot. One important point about your pilea is how you want to keep them in shape. If you are keeping it close to window, like south side window, try to turn it every week or 2 to keep it in shape, because plant it will tilt it toward the window. If you are keeping it indoor and you want to be straight and you don't have enough lights, so you can use grow lights, especially LED lights. If you want to know which kind of LED lights I'm using, please watch this video.